Safety has to be a proactive step, and it has to be supported from the top down.
The Bedford Regional Water Authority has recently implemented new processes for receiving bulk chemical deliveries. The change was prompted by an incident that occurred this spring.
On April 15th, 2022, we had an incident where we offloaded the wrong chemical into the wrong tank, which caused a chemical reaction.
The reaction resulted in an off-gassing event, which caused the area to be evacuated and hazardous materials specialists to arrive on scene. Unfortunately, similar situations have taken place at wastewater treatment facilities across the country.
In the situation that our incident occurred, we were doing more of a verbal process of receiving chemicals.
The authority's new process involves a written checklist in addition to strengthened policies and training.
Next business day, which was that Monday, we had our directors, we had managers, and we had all the other employees who were involved in the incident. We did a little quick overview of what went wrong that day, and then we just started the process of how can we make this better. A written checklist was one of those items. We probably went through 4 or 5 drafts before we came to our final product, because you would go through the process and you would realize, oh yeah, maybe we need to add this, or we need to take this away, or this needs to be enhanced. Having a proper checklist when you have a process like that is to make sure you have your checks and balances in place and that every step is followed each and every time, so an incident does not occur. When you put it in writing, it allows you to have that same sequence and you follow it each and every time, and then you know that you don't miss something at that point.
The checklist verifies a host of information, including the chemical being delivered, the tank being filled, the tank levels, the SDS matches the bill of lading, the seal numbers, that PPE is being utilized, that there is enough space to hold the chemical, and more.
What we do now, we know a chemical's coming. First thing is do that verification on which particular chemical it is. So we've created a check sheet. One of our operators, which will immediately meet with the driver, goes through a process where you verify that the chemical is what it is, and then we have a manager gets involved in it and goes through the same checks also, and then they work together going through the rest of the checklist to determine that the chemical is what it says it is, all the seals are proper, and that we know exactly what tank we're going to put the chemical in, and all this process is signed off before we even allow the truck driver to access our filling station.
The new policy also requires locks be placed on each tank access to ensure drivers cannot hook up to the wrong tank.
No one has access to start taking anything in or pulling anything out of our tank until that check sheet has been completed. We check the chemical to make sure it's the right one and it's the right specific gravity of the chemical that we're receiving. The operator then can give the key to the truck driver and allow him to unlock the intake port to be able to give chemicals.
The new system also provides monitors and alarms to alert operators if there is a release. Together, the new process adds an estimated 10 to 15 minutes to the chemical delivery process.
But that's well worth it to prevent any incident that could occur that could cause your organization costs for cleanup or fines or even the possibility of injury or death to one of your employees. So it's well worth the time.
By putting this system into place, the Bedford Regional Water Authority has built protections through physical actions such as locks and alarms, secondary protection through a documented review of all manifest data, and additional protections through supervisory oversight. The resulting policies are an example of how a root cause analysis of employees' knowledge and developing policies and procedures based on this analysis can help an organization grow and prevent future accidents.
Safety has to be a proactive step, and it has to be supported from the top down. So when you have managers and your supervisors that are buying into this program, that allows the employees to buy into it too. No organization wants to go through an incident where there's a possibility of an employee being seriously injured or killed, the impact it has on a community and in your surrounding area. I don't think this can happen to you.
VRSA provides protections for the majority of water and wastewater authorities in Virginia. Sharing best practices is one way VRSA works to mitigate losses among our members. If you are interested in developing similar procedures for your organization, please contact your VRSA safety consultant who will help set up a program with you.